What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Daniel Dubois, Lawrence Okolie, and Anthony Joshua. Get this. Daniel Dubois is more powerful than Anthony Joshua. That's right. Lawrence Okolie believes that Daniel Dubois has an advantage in power over Joshua. Dubois will defend his IBF heavyweight championship against Joshua at Wembley Stadium on September 21st. Dubois may head into the contest as the champion, but it is Joshua who is favored for the fight. And Okolie stated, he said, he will be a hard night's work for AJ. Daniel's a young guy, full of ambition, made the most money that he's ever made, and will be thinking, if I win this fight, then there's millions to be made on the other side of it. It's a hard one, but AJ should be the favorite. But as they say, in heavyweight boxing, one shot can change everything. And especially when you're talking about someone as concussive as Daniel Dubois. Daniel is more heavy-handed. His hands are just naturally powerful if he lands. But AJ has speed power. He'll be able to land a shot a lot quicker than Daniel Dubois. For example, let's say Daniel is a 10 for punching power. AJ might be a 9, but AJ might be a 9 for speed and Daniel might be a 7 for 8. So it depends on what you like. You've got a mix of speed and power, so it makes it sharp and explosive. And if he lands, we've seen what happens when Anthony Joshua lands one shot clean. Dubois was eventually stopped by Alexander Usyk in his previous world heavyweight title fight, but he has since impressed by beating Hrgovic and Miller. Okay, he said one thing you don't want is Daniel getting rhythm, getting comfortable, and landing shots because he punches hard, Okolie said. We've seen him in the fight against Alexander Usyk where he put him down with, or was it a low blow or not? We've seen him up against Filip Hrgovic, who is a really good boxer. He was landing some concussive shots and got the job done. And we've seen him against Jarrell Big Baby Miller where he outworked him to stoppage through blood and guts. And let me counterpunch. Is Daniel Dubois a heavier puncher or more powerful than Anthony Joshua? I think Lawrence Okolie might be onto something. Naturally, I think Daniel Dubois is just the bigger dude. Anthony Joshua's taller, but if he didn't work out and put muscle and add muscle on, he wouldn't be that big. Like a walking around normal AJ, which if I don't even think that exists, but if he didn't do what he did to build himself, to grow muscles, to do these type of things, to focus on certain parts of his body, he would be a tall, lanky guy. I'm quite certain, kind of similar to a basketball player build. But the muscle works to his advantage because it may make him a little stronger, but I think he's faster naturally just by physics. He's taller and he's longer, so his punches are quicker. I think he throws sharper punches. And maybe Daniel Dubois has a naturally harder thud than him, but the way he throws his shots, being a stockier built guy, kind of, almost husky-like. If you look at Daniel Dubois, the punches may be hard, but they may not be as effective. They're mostly, if you look at Daniel Dubois' punches, he wing shots at you. So they're almost like a cleaner version of someone like Dillian White or Derek Chisora. You know what I mean? The way he throws these shots. You've seen him hit Usyk with shots. And Usyk just has a very good chin. So does Jarrell Miller. In Hrgovic, you got to give him something because he took those shots all night when Daniel got into his shit real tight. Bars. But I think Daniel Dubois, if he hits harder or not, I don't think that's really important. But if he does get in rhythm like he did with Filip Hrgovic, it could be a problem for AJ. Because one thing I noticed about AJ, though, and we haven't really seen that lately with AJ, but what I saw last year when he fought Franklin, AJ looked similar to Vladimir Klitschko. He didn't like how guys imposed on him. So he would he would jab and then he would grab. You know what I mean? So if he misses a shot, so let's say he throws a shot, he'll be ready to cuff it and grab you to him because he doesn't know what you're going to do, and he's uncertain that he can block those shots. So that's a fear or a caution of getting hit or getting countered. You know what I mean? So that might be some psychological stuff back through Andy Ruiz. But lately, he's been knocking and stopping dudes. So, you know what I mean? Look at Otto Wylene, stopped. Look at Helenius, stopped. He did take a beating against Helenius, but Helenius was juicing, stopped. The UFC guy, Ngannou, knocked him out cold. So, yeah, it looks good when he's doing that. But if he gets in there with someone like Dubois that knows how to get in there and throw 4 or 5 punch combinations like, we know Daniel Dubois will do, I'm just wondering what he's going to do with that type of aggression from a younger guy that's determined, that's on a high, bars. I wonder what he's going to do at that point. Because, see, if anything at all, Daniel Dubois hitting harder, it's not about how hard you can hit, it's how the other fighter can take it. You know what I mean? You may hit harder than the other guy, but if the other guy has the durability to take your shot, then the question would be, can you take his shot? That's the question right there. So that I think is irrelevant. But for shits and giggles, who do you think hits harder between Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua? I'll leave a poll in my community. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!